Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to look at how to write a short story, starting from absolute scratch. No ideas, no characters, nothing like that, not even a first word. So there are three things that we need to consider when we're starting to write a short story, and that is thinking about character, setting, and also conflict, or story, plot. And the way I usually go about this is to basically skim read and look at pictures, look for prompts, look for ideas. And today I'm going to be looking through Granta, two Sight and Sound magazines, and also, perhaps most importantly, the news. Newspaper is a great way of getting ideas because news stories are usually always full of conflict, and that's something that we can really build our story on. Obviously, we're not looking to copy directly from a newspaper, but we're just looking for kind of inspiration. So that's what I'm going to do right now, kind of in real time. And then I'm going to kind of go through some of the ideas that I find and expand on those three things a little bit more. That's people, places, and plot. So I've now gone through that process and got loads of different ideas here, including sort of the rise in house prices, cracks in train tracks, someone unfortunately killed in a house fire, crashes for cash, loads and loads of different stuff. I think the thing that caught my eye the most was this story of a 400-year-old butterfly that was found in a library book. I just really like that. I think there's so much potential in terms of the kind of themes that could come through. And so I think I'm gonna run with that. And then what I'd quite like to do is combine it with some different themes and concepts that came through in the Granta book that I was reading, and also the newspaper, and a couple of pictures in this. One which is to do with Scottish independence. In addition to that, I really enjoyed, there's a kind of narrative photographic essay in this copy of Granta about the Greenwich Islamic Centre. But as soon as you get this sense of an idea, you can begin to extrapolate characters, because someone who's going to be looking through a very old book, with a 400-year-old butterfly in, is going to be a very particular type of character. So for me, I'm going to make it a woman in her, let's say 60s from now. I'm going to say she's Scottish. Okay, I'm going to say she lives in Edinburgh. I've been to Edinburgh. It's always good to choose a city or somewhere that you've actually been to, because you can research easily, because you can really fill it with your own kind of ideas of city. And it's just easier to write about some things that you do have a concept and idea of. And I'm going to say that she's divorced, okay, but she has a long-term, maybe, partner who is English. Okay, so that's how we can begin to get some quite interesting conflict in. So what's her job? That's quite an interesting question. Maybe she's an archivist for a university. Maybe she's an archivist for Edinburgh University. Okay, does she live alone? Does she have any pets or anything like that? She's really into houseplants. Okay, so she's into houseplants because lockdown. Who isn't into houseplants? I bought too many houseplants in the last year. So that's going to be some little thing that we look at. I'm going to have to research archivist a little bit more. The main tension. What is the main tension? Well, I think the main tension is to do with this idea of independence. She wants to be independent. Or she wants Scotland to be independent. Her partner doesn't want the union to be split up. I think that could lead to some intriguing disagreements. So there we have it. We kind of have the beginnings of something now, and I'm not sure how I'm necessarily going to bring in the other elements. The thing is, they're in the back of my mind. I've got them down on paper, and from there I can kind of weave them in if I want to, in particular ways. Maybe her partner is a doctor. That would be quite interesting. Or even better, maybe he works in a morgue. That would be quite interesting. And suddenly you have kind of quite intriguing combinations of this butterfly which has been preserved for 400 years within a book, and this man who, one of his jobs is to preserve bodies for a little while. Maybe a bit depressing, so I'm going to have to think, can I balance out the weighty topics with some slightly lighter conversations as well? I think that's something I would have to do. A lot of short stories tend to be on the sort of depressing end, and I think this is because, I don't know really, I've thought about it quite a lot. I think it's hard to be funny in a kind of meaningful way. But the best writers do usually balance kind of comedy or humour or wit with tragedy. A couple of videos ago I did a review of R.C. Sheriff's Journey's End. That's a great example of humour balanced with tragedy. So yeah, there we have it. I'm going to leave it there, but what I wanted to really show is that very quickly, just by scanning a few books and a couple of newspapers, you can come up with the beginnings of an idea. I have no idea what direction this is going to take. I have no desire to, plot out every single detail. It's not how I work. Some writers, they like to plan infinitely, every single paragraph. I like to sort of find where the story is going to take me as I'm writing. I find that's just much more enjoyable. It's a sense of discovery for myself as much as for the reader. So what I'm going to do a part 2, maybe next week or later, and I'm going to start kind of crafting the first paragraph of two of this and kind of talk through my process as I go along. But that's a start. Again, those 3 things that you're really looking for. One is character. So I've got my 2 characters here now. One is location. I'm going to set mine in Edinburgh City. And 3, some degree of conflict or tension, which for me is going to be this question of independence and maybe identity and a few other things coming through. But the story is going to be perhaps hinged, or rather hooked, on this discovery of this 400-year-old butterfly. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.